Good morning from Packwood, Washington. I had a freezing cold shower this morning. I think the hot water heater must be out. But otherwise, it's almost 7 o'clock. The only place in town for breakfast is going to be a coffee shop that opens up in just another minute, right across the street from here. So let's go get some breakfast. Gonna check out the mountain goat right across the street here. Well, that was a popular little coffee spot. It was definitely crowded right when it opened. And had a nice coffee and a scone. So now I'm going to start packing up and make it to the north end of town. Start hitching from there. And we'll see how easy it is on a early Sunday morning. So I'll probably just check back in once I'm back up to the White Pass area. Well, I'm posted up to hitch right at the edge of town here. And right on the side of the road are fresh elk tracks. If you guys can tell, all that stuff. We are back on trail. Just got dropped off White Pass. That's where we came out the other day. It goes back to Packwood. Back on trail. Lovely little town. I liked Packwood. Only had to wait about 5 minutes before getting picked up and brought back up here. And if you remember from when I was showing my itinerary plan, I'm gonna kind of slow roll it from here on out, I think. I think my marathon days are over. There's no need to push it up anymore. I think I'm safely in the weather window to finish before it starts snowing. And I want to enjoy the time I got left. As I was in town and looking at the next stretches remaining, I'm definitely getting that feeling that like this thing is almost over. We still got like 300 plus miles left, but I don't want this to end. All hikers feel this. I think the main difference between the end of this trail and the end of the AT is that this trail is so much easier in comparison. My body is not physically destroyed and hurting as much as it was at the end of the AT. I'm feeling great, still 100%. No soreness. Knees are awesome. No blisters. You know, if it wasn't like winter time coming up, you could just turn around and yo-yo this thing all the way back down to Mexico. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But I just don't want this to end. I want it to keep going. We're still making our way uphill, and I met up with Galileo and Sing Song. I haven't introduced these guys yet, but there's two more people that I was hiking with kind of earlier in the trail, and we met up at Cascade Locks for PCT days, and you know, it's just cool to hike with some people that you haven't seen in 1,500 miles or whatever, but probably be rolling with these guys for most of the day, and we may end up at the same camp together, so we'll probably show their faces at some point and we'll say hi together, but I'm not alone for this stretch. Well, I think we're done with the steeper uphill bits. Now we're kind of in some beautiful flat areas with a lot of these little mountain lakes. Just the picture perfect areas where you could see an elk or a moose or something just come out of the woods. There's elk tracks on the trail, reasonably fresh. Still would love to see one, capture one on film, hopefully. That is the 2,300 mile mark. Sweet. A little over 350 miles to go. I've been pretty lucky with the weather out here, which has been awesome. We hit the Goat Rocks on a beautiful day, right before all the clouds came in, because it got cloudy that evening, just light sprinkles with rain. Then it was cloudy that morning. Wasn't too bad. But then beautiful weather again once we're back on trail. Just a beautiful hiking day. I absolutely love it up here. Pacific Northwest. Perfect, beautiful hiking country. Alright, this is Galileo and Sing Song. Again, we've haven't seen each other in too long. We hiked around each other a little bit, kind of in the CR section and stuff was literally the last time we saw each other. But we're here at Boosh Lake, and there's just kind of all stagnant water. So water sources in this stretch, this is where the norovirus pandemic is happening among the hikers. So a lot of people are skipping all the stagnant ponds and water sources. So it looks like the next reliable creek area is going to be about 6.5 miles from here. So I think we can make it that far. So that's what we're trucking for. There's just tons of little lakes and ponds. It just adds a cool aesthetic to all the scenery. Thousands of them out here. Today is the very definition of a perfect day. Perfect weather, it's not hot. There's no bugs, no mosquitoes. It's just beautiful. Feeling good. Terrain is easy. It's awesome. Tons of these plants on the side of the trail. And if you can see, it's all blueberries. Lots of blueberries in these bushes. Here's Snow Lake. So many beautiful spots. I'm at an area with some nice tenting options. Beautiful stream. This is a picture-perfect campsite. We still got miles to go though, not stopping here. But this is definitely going to be a break. Back on trail after a nice little break. I think I'm going to go a couple miles further than my intended campsite. Galileo and Sing Song. We're going to head a little bit further to a place called Two Lakes. A little side trail to get down to there. Sounded cool, so I think I might join them in that area. So from here to there is about 7.5 miles. That'll be about a little over a mile of downhill. Then we hit the Bumpin River, and then some uphill for about 4 miles. Then it gets flat, then a little side trail, and then we're there. So that's what the rest of the day kind of looks like. Here's the crossing for the Bumpin River. I like these kind of log crossings. They're not difficult, but they're fun. Nice stream. And from here it's 4 miles uphill. Still making our way up. Got about a mile left at this point. Man, you just can't beat this kind of wilderness. I keep expecting to like look out and see a moose or something, or a bear just down there strolling along, but so far I haven't seen anything. I'm definitely looking. I've also noticed the number of hikers on trail today is significantly reduced than normal. I guess a lot of people were either pushed ahead or slowed way down, or they're taking a zero somewhere. Ever since we got back on trail today, I've only seen maybe 10 hikers total. Hope you guys can make out all the blueberries. Have you ever seen so many blueberries? Finally made it to the top. That was a long 4-mile hill climb. One last look back. Now into the next little valley area. I think this is the boundary for Mount Rainier National Park. And if we can get a good view of the mountain, in a little bit here, maybe tomorrow I think, but we're going to be about as close as we get to Mount Rainier. So it should look pretty majestic when we see it. But from here we only got about 2 miles left. It's like 1.7 to the turnoff, to 2 lakes, and then a 0.3 down to the campsite. Yeah, take a look at that. There's Mount Rainier. Look at all the snow up there. That is friggin' awesome. And a fun fact, I have done a low-level flyby of that mountain below the peak of it in a KC-135. Got some excellent pictures of that close up. Here's our junction exit. Should be for 2 lakes. Yep. 2 lake, 0.3 of a mile. All the way downhill, and we'll be at camp. There's the site. Room for some tents over here. And then there's another site for some tents just over there. The lake is over this way. Galileo and Sing Song are just a little bit behind me, so they should be rolling in at some point. But I'm wondering if anybody else is going to join us. I would think not, just because it's a little off the beaten path down a hill. But beautiful little lakefront property. There's some bugs flying around, but it's not bad. No mosquitoes. Just got my dinner cooked up. I'm going with the mashed potatoes and tuna packets. I don't think I showed off my resupply haul, but I've got mashed potatoes and tuna for the 4 nights that I need. I'm doing the whole bunch of bars throughout the day for snacks as usual, and Pop-Tarts for breakfasts. But so far I'm all alone. I'm expecting Galileo and Sing Song to show up at some point, but I guess I got too far ahead of those guys. But I'm going to go ahead and close out the video here because I got to get this one edited and done. But we pushed a little bit of extra miles today. I wasn't expecting to do close to 20. And I think I mentioned before, but I'm going to be slow rolling it pretty much from here to the Canadian border. I don't need to be doing marathons anymore. I'm just going to be enjoying the time that I got out here. So I don't know how many miles I'm going to do tomorrow. We may only do 20 or less. Beautiful, beautiful woods and forest area that we got to see today. Today was just outstanding. So more of that to come. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I had a great night last night. Very comfortable sleep. It was very quiet, and I was all alone. I don't know where Galileo and Sing Song ended up at, but they're probably just a few miles behind me. I'm going to stick to my original distance goals and only do like 19 miles today, because there's no need for a rush, so I'll probably see him again. And I think I got visited by some kind of large creature with hooves, probably an elk. But it didn't get too close to the tent. I just kind of heard it stomping around, but it was making some noise. And today, I think we got Chinook Pass we're passing through somewhere in the middle of the day. And I think that's about all I can think of as far as highlights for today. Otherwise, hopefully we'll have some awesome views of Mount Rainier at different points. Another view of Mount St. Helens. With the morning sun casting the shadows, you can definitely tell where the corner of the mountain's been blown out. terrain this morning hasn't been too bad. It's just kind of been popping ups and downs and roots and rocks, but nothing too crazy. This is actually more of a milder section that I've seen this morning. As far as I can tell, this pond has no name. Maybe someone should give it one. Well, I was just stopped for a minute at a stream crossing, topped up on a little bit of water, and Galileo and Sing Song caught up, so they're with me again. And apparently they had camped just above where I was at, and I just didn't recognize their tent when I kind of walked past it, getting back on trail this morning. But anyway, we were looking at comments in the Far Out apps, some of the lake sources and stuff coming up in Sheep Lake, which is after Chinook Pass. We'll be passing that later today. But Sheep Lake had a comment about a guy ran into a ranger, and the rangers are testing the water sources for viruses and stuff because of all the hikers that are getting sick out here. And Sheep Lake is confirmed to have some sort of nasty virus in it. Didn't specifically say noro, but that's the main one to avoid apparently. There may be others, but getting water sources from fresh looking streams is definitely the way to go. Lots of little stream water sources this morning, but I think towards the end of the day, last 12 miles or so, we're going to be a long water carry. Here's Dewey Lake. There's beautiful clear water. This part's a good steep uphill. It's amazingly beautiful up here. We're about a mile from Chinook Pass. Lots of day hikers and weekend campers coming up. And just up ahead where all the hikers are piled up at, there's a little spring source. That's going to be the last water source of the day. And we got 11.5 miles to camp, and there should be a nice flowing stream right there. And we are pretty much there, Chinook Pass. You got Mount Rainier in the background. Lots of people out. There's Highway 410 as it cuts its way through the mountain. One of the most beautiful things a hiker could see. Point to ahead, trail magic. I think that's about where the big parking lot is. Let's go see what we can get. Yep, looks like a good setup, a lot of hikers, and we got bathroom facilities. So we got a good group of people here. Good setup. I got a Coke, I got a banana. I'm doing good.
NOBO. NOBO.
Back on trail. Enjoyed a lovely break with the trail magic. Lots of hikers there. And we're just following the highway for a bit, kind of riding the edge of the mountains, and then we'll be zipping up and over that way. This is Sheep Lake. Gorgeous location. This is the one lake in the area that's been confirmed to have viral pathogens, so you definitely don't want to take water from here. There's a good view looking south, Mount Adams and the Goat Rocks. There's looking back down at Chinook Pass. This has been one heck of a climb, but we are almost at the top, I think. One last look back to the south. This is the top. Sourdough Gap. And into the next valley. I can hear the pikas in the rocks around me in this area. They give off a little squeak. That's how you know it's them. The trail's kind of doing some flipping back and forth between the valleys, one after the other. Beautiful views. No more crazy uphills. We're just kind of cruising along the mountainsides. Got about a mile left from here. Just feels like it's been kind of a long day with some grindy uphills. But I don't know, it's only like 4 o'clock and we're doing less than 20 miles. So I don't know, it's just been kind of a slow roll at day, but the views have been incredible. I just topped up on water, had a little stream crossing just behind me, and I'm at the Crow Lake Wade Junction. I think I'm gonna explore a little bit and take the path less traveled. I was kind of thinking of tenting around here, and there's some spots, but I got a feeling that might be full with other people coming into this area because the water source is nearby. But there were some comments in Far Out that say if you go down this trail, point 2, where it joins up with another trail, there's like more tenting options down there and stuff. So I think I might wander down here a little bit at point 2. How is this for a spot? This is perfect. I'll figure out somewhere best option to put up a tent, but you got a little flowing stream. I think this is the downstream from where I've just filled up. The trail kind of runs around the rim up there, so I'm kind of down in the basin a little bit. With luck, I'll be alone. I don't see a single human footprint, but there is a ton of elk tracks. All of this is elk. Elk, elk, elk. And there's an old shelter. This is really cool. It's all elk tracks on the inside. I'm all set up for the night, tucked away in this little grove of trees. Yeah, the main area with the little shelters over there in that grove. I'm gonna have dinner up here. And I'm just gonna sit and watch and see if any animals come out. I think that's gonna do it for today. Today was awesome. Incredible views. Just this afternoon kind of felt like a slog, but where we ended up is totally worth it. This is definitely one of the top tenting locations I've had on this entire trip. And you guys watching are the only other people who know about its location, so keep it a secret and don't tell anyone. I'll let you know if I see any elk or other critters throughout the evening or whatnot for tomorrow morning, but I think that's it. I'm just gonna sit here, have my dinner, and enjoy the incredible views here. So thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next one.